if you don't have unlimited mushrooms, such as Tura might have, and you want to get new legendary weapons or fully equip new with legendary items in this current legendary dungeon, you should really watch this video and try to understand the following, because I will try to explain you how the legendary item pool works. Because if you know how it works, you may have a better feeling or may have a better knowledge about how much or how high is the chance for you to find a legendary weapon, to not waste mushrooms. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, everyone, welcome to another Shakes and Fidget video. My name is Basti, you're watching Shakes and Fidget English content, and we are on my main job for the first time, where I played some runs within the legendary dungeon yet, and my best try was one death. So I'm quite lucky with this try. It was nice. I had some bad tries as well, but this was really a good try. I saw an argumentation in the Shakes and Fidget Discord concerning the chance to find legendary weapons, and I will try to give you my informations so far. So please try to understand it as good as possible. If you have questions, feel free to ask me, of course. Before we go into detail, you have to understand we have 4 legendary dungeon events: Diabolical Company Party set, we have a lot of the things set, we have the Fantastic Legendaries and Where to Find Them set, and we have the Shady Birthday Bash set. Yeah, that's basically the 4 events. Each event has his own legendary item pool. Yeah, so like in this set you have like 3 weapons, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots for each character, and the 3 new items in this year, you couldn't find them in the last year, and the pool is full of those items for 4 times. So you can find each item 4 times. This pool will start with the first run in this set, like Fantastic Legendaries. If you do 1 run, you start with your pool, you will get 1 item. Basically, you find the newest items in the first place. And I'm not sure if you never played the dungeon the last year, you started this year, if you get the new items at first or not, I'm not sure, but you will find them at least once. Yet I found the Genie Loft already 2 times. That's no problem for me, but I want to explain you how this pool works. So if you think about this, each item is into this pool for 4 times, like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, and actually the weapon, like 48 now. 48 items to find until this legendary pool is closed, finished. Yes, that means you have to go like 48 runs to fully finish this legendary pool if you haven't played this dungeon last year. So in the last year it was 36 runs to go through everything. And of course you can have the chance to find a weapon pretty early, but in the worst case you need 32 runs. No, now it's like 44 runs until you find a weapon. And in the worst case, this is really the worst case, yeah? And if you already found legendary weapons in the last year in this dungeon, the chance for you is even lower, perhaps, because, and that's the new information, the legendary dungeon pool will go on after 1 year. Like if the legendary dungeon is finished, it will save your pool. Like you had 10 runs, you found some items twice, and you found like 3 weapons. That's unrealistic, but let's just imagine that. Then you will start in this dungeon now, in this year, with this legendary dungeon pool. And so within the next 30 runs, you will have the chance to just find a weapon once. So if you're like an assassin, and you have 2 legendary item weapons, if you are lucky, that's really rare. The chance for you to find a weapon in this example is so low that it's actually not worth to go for, as long as you don't have unlimited mushrooms or time. I mean, 30 runs, you got to imagine. if I spend like 200, 250 mushrooms in average, 30 runs means like you have to spend about almost 200 euros. So you have to consider if you want to do this or not. And of course, for me personally, nothing has changed because I'm still in the first legendary pool. I did not find some items once, especially the weapon. So I have 4 weapons left in my pool, but my pool is like, I think I did like 15 runs in this dungeon set, so I have maybe to go for 25 more runs until I find a weapon in the worst case. So for me, this is no kind of criticism. I think I'm fine with that because I like the event in general, and I'm not intending to have all legendary items on my char. Of course, at the start, it's easier to find each items once, but I have a solution perhaps for you guys. If you want to go fully legendary equipped, not with one set, but if you want to find a new legendary weapon perhaps each year, because as I said, each set has its own pool, so they are not connected to each other. And if we come back to our example, if you had like 10 or 12 runs and you found 3 weapons already, then the chance is very low for you to find a new weapon within the next runs in the Fantastic Legendary set. But within the next set, you may have a better chance to find a weapon. If you had like 10 or 15 runs there as well, and you did not find a weapon yet, so the chance for you to find a weapon is easier. And you have to consider, even if you think like, okay, I finish this legendary pool, Fantastic Legendaries, and where to find them. So you go like 48 runs in total, and you have every item 4 times. The legendary pool is finished, and it will reset. The chance to find a new weapon can be, in the worst case, after 44 more runs. So I experienced some people like 60 or 65 runs in total, and until they found a new weapon. And that's even more expensive than in this example I told you before. But if you have you didn't find a weapon in this Shady Birthday Bash set yet, but you had the same amount on tries, you will go with this legendary pool, and so the chance for you to find a weapon in the next legendary dungeon is higher. So you might perhaps be lucky and not have to go for so many runs to find a few weapons, even 2 weapons. I mean, if you found 3 weapons, of course you can find 1, but until you find maybe another weapon, you need like 50 runs. If you didn't find a weapon yet, you will find 4 weapons within if you had like 15 runs, there are 33 runs left, so you will find 4 weapons in this 33 rounds. And I mean, that's the point for me, that's the solution I might give you if you want to spend mushrooms to get new weapons or fully legendary equipment. Then perhaps go for different sets. Think about how many tries, how many runs, how many items you could find in this set. Maybe if you start to do some statistics now, it's okay. Write down each item and make a cross how many times you already found them. If you found each item 4 times, then your legendary dungeon is finished, your legendary item pool is finished, and it will reset, and then you know, okay, in the next time in this dungeon, the next runs, you can find new weapons, but of course you can calculate your chance to do so. And since we have 4 different events, you will have different chances. And I think, like, if you're on the same level as I, or it's enough to go for a legendary weapon perhaps once in a year. So in this year, you have perhaps the best chance to find weapons in the birthday dungeon. And in the next year, of course, if you found some weapons, your chances get different. And then the next year, you will have perhaps a better chance in another set. And that's what I want to explain you. Maybe this is the solution for the people who want to have more legendary items equipped in their char, and especially new weapons, to not waste so many mushrooms, but to spend them more precisely. And I hope you could understand this. I'm pretty sure that this will work. Of course, I cannot give an example personally, but yeah, of course, basically you have to know it's like RNG. It's a bit RNG. The legendary run is kind of RNG, and the legendary item is kind of RNG. But the pool is quite fully extracted. It's the same like the pool of the daily login bonus. So you have this calendar for 20 days. Everybody knows there are 12 different calendars. If one calendar is finished, you will get one of the 11 other calendars. If the second calendar is finished, you will get one of the 10 left. And so this calendar pool will reset until you finish 12 daily login calendars. And then the pool starts from new on. And I think the row is different then as well. So basically it's the same mechanics as in the legendary dungeon item pool. So still, if you have some questions, I know it's really maybe hard to understand. Just I will give you a summary. If you go for legendary weapons, don't just run. Try to understand how far you are in your personal pool. Check your items. Write down each items you find, how often you could find it, and people will give you an advice how big is the chance for you to find a weapon within this dungeon. For this, you can go into the Shakes and Fidget Discord. People will help you out in that time, and perhaps check the other sets as well, and maybe think about to go for a legendary weapon in one of the next legendary dungeons, which are coming this year. Sorry for this little cut, because I think in the summary I forgot something to say. I think that in terms of player games, for player games it's more important for you guys to find new entries in the scrapbook, yeah? And that's why they put the newest items in front of your pool. Like I played some runs last year and I found the newest items now at least once, so I have it in my scrapbook because, of course, each picture gives you a higher chance to find a legendary stone. And I think for player games it's more important for the people to find those pictures than it's important to fully equip each legendary dungeon. And I think of this point they will not change anything in the pool. Or how the pool works. I mean, if they change something, of course, we will talk about it. But I think for, like, as I said before, for 95% of the players, it's not really that important. And I think this decision, this decision is actually quite okay for me personally. Of course, you can have another opinion, but I'm fine with that so far. So anyways, I will do some more runs on my main chart, of course, and of course I know I will find a weapon once. Still, I think if I find a weapon in this legendary dungeon, I will give a mushroom giveaway. I don't know how many mushrooms. I have to check the possibilities then. If I found a legendary weapon. So until I did not found a legendary weapon yet, I will not have to think about it. And anyways, thanks for listening. I appreciate any kind of support. Feel free to give me a like. And yeah, so have a nice day. Goodbye. Hasta la vista, baby.